What's going on YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Challenge of the Super Sons issue number 2. Again, this is a digital first series. It's written by Peter J. Tomasi. It's set after the adventures of the Super Sons, and it just feels good to be reading stories about these two characters. They're dynamic, still always on point. You always get your bit of humor in there. The artwork is usually top-notch. I just really miss this team. Again, I really wish we could get them back in the current timeline, but unfortunately, we're just going to kind of have to be stuck with aged up John Kent for a while. But in the meantime, I'm just going to enjoy every little bit of story I can get with the real Super Sons, as I like to point out, because the other John is fake John in my mind. Anyway, so this is Chapter 2, Death by the Doom Scroll. So the Doom Scroll is kind of like the Death Note in a way. Like, the way I've kind of compared this issue, it almost feels like, I mean, there are some time travel elements it's hinting at, so it's kind of like taking maybe a little bit of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Death Note and kind of combining into this issue. At least that's the vibes I'm going to kind of get with it, because we have somebody coming and trying to enlist the help of the Super Sons, much like how Rufus did for Bill and Ted, if you've seen those movies. And you also have this thing called the Doom Scroll, which if your name's in it, you're going to die in like an hour, so they have to try and do their best to stop it from happening. So not exact carbon copies per se, but definitely, like, that's what I'm like thinking of when I kind of think of what's going on here. But anyways, so at the end of the previous issue, the Super Sons were out patrolling. Some lady showed up, and then she kind of like exploded almost in a way, and that was kind of where we were left off. So anyways, we see this lady right here, Metropolis, the present day. So much time, so many centuries waiting. So apparently she's been waiting all for this moment. Free from Savage, free from Faust. Ah, there you are. So welcome back, friends. Good old 21st century. I'd recognize that smell anywhere. So apparently John and Damian actually went back through time, which again, I just like how they just go on these various adventures and just kind of have fun traveling through different times, different planets. That's the type of content I feel like DC needs more of. So basically, they're going through the scroll. Apparently, like, a lot of time has passed, I'm sure, and I'm kind of disappointed that it's cut right to here. I mean, we can get an idea of what's happening, but I feel like we should have gotten, like, the first conversation between them and this character known as Aurora. But again, we kind of just jumped past that. So I kind of wish we would have gotten that. Perhaps we'll get it, like, later on, or maybe not at all. Again, it just feels a little bit rushed with the way this thing started out. But anyway, so basically there's this whole prophecy thing. They have to go through and they have to rescue everyone, and so basically they have 1 hour to do so once a name pops up in the scroll, and the first name is the Flash being killed by lightning. So anyways, they got to run. John's still talking to this lady Aurora, who's apparently been waiting a couple hundred years for them, and so they go off and do their thing. So again, they have to get to Central City in time, but Damian can't fly there. He'll on John's back, otherwise he'll kind of burn up. So we get them going to Star Labs, and we find something which is basically the Supermobile. And probably the funniest part, my favorite part of this whole issue, is just this reaction from Damian. Again, I think the artist does a really good job capturing his facial expressions right here, and he's laughing about it. He's just like, he's basically making fun of John, calling his dad and that a copycat. And again, there's some pretty fun stuff. And again, just little stuff like this where John just picks them up and just chucks them in it. Again, just kind of little stuff like that's really where the humor kind of shines in it. They're just kind of having fun. So again, they go through Central City trying to find the Flash, and John has to like stop him from getting hit with a bolt of lightning. So Damian kind of gives him like a little metal rod, and he basically gets zapped, which is the cover of the issue right here. And they basically save him. They work together. And that's pretty much the issue in a nutshell. Like, the next person they have to save is Wonder Woman. Again, there's some good stuff in here. The artwork is really good. It is a digital first series, so I'm kind of hoping that we get like a hardcover version of this so I can pick this up and add to my collection. Again, the Super Sons dynamic is on point. I am kind of disappointed we didn't really dive into who this Aurora character is. I'm hoping that maybe we kind of flash back in like the next issue or something, because again, it feels like we're missing a piece of the story. It's like I'm like, did I miss an episode or something? That's kind of the vibes I got with this, but I'm kind of going to hold out hope and wait and see what they do with that. But other than that, yeah, some of it did feel slightly rushed. Again, this is like a really quick read, but it still is worth checking out. Again, artwork is really good. The facial expressions, the way like everything's kind of lit, it's definitely like really upbeat, very lighthearted. The dynamic between the Super Sons is, of course, really solid. There's a good sense of humor in there, of course. Again, I just love watching these two characters play off each other, and I just have fun. Again, this is just simple, fun little adventures, and you really can't go wrong with it. Again, some of it felt a little bit rushed, and I feel like we're missing bits of the story, but perhaps like in the next issue, things will like be explained a little bit clearer, because it's clear that they went back in time at some point. I would like to see where we go with that. Hopefully we do get to see them traveling through time, maybe meet some interesting characters and go on some more fun, lighthearted adventures and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff I want to see more of. And again, with the Super Sons, it's kind of like North American manga, or manga, I should say. But yeah. So anyways, that's going to wrap it up for this quick little review on Challenge of the Super Sons #2. What are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, hit the bell for notifications. Be sure to come back tomorrow, as I'm going to talk about the next Detective Comics thing. And as always, take care now. Bye-bye then. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.